Hey everyone, it's been a little while since my last update video, and even though I'm not actively releasing updates or posting about PipDroid, I can confirm that it's still a project that I'm still working on and I'm still very passionate about. Part of the reason why there hasn't been too many updates and releases on PipDroid is partly due to health issues, although I'm doing better now, but also due to the fact that I was in America for 2 weeks. So I went out to Los Angeles, then to Las Vegas, and then from Las Vegas to Washington DC. I'm planning on doing a different video later on down the line for that, very similar to my Bristol trip video, but that's to come. But while I was in Las Vegas, for example, I was with Jeromy from YourGeekFix, Chris Bernardo from the One Company, and Mini Vinz from MassiveDMG or YourGeekFix. Even though I'm planning on doing a different video for that, I do want to leave a side note for Chris Bernardo from the One Company for the amazing shout out that he did for me / PipDroid during his Pip-Boy 3000 Mark V presentation, the model that they have designed and created, which is amazing.
You can see James over here. He is a very, very talented app writer. He's been doing his own in spare time, and he will do stuff to make those ones look like this one. Yes, and we will be supplying him all the files he needs to do that.
Wow, that's cool.
So
you can check out the full video for that in YourGeekFix's channel. In any case, I imagine most, if not all of you, are here for an update on PipDroid. So here you are. PipDroid version 2.0.12 is finally here with tons of new features, implementations, optimizations, customizations, etc. First and foremost, PipDroid now includes a tutorial menu or a tutorial screen. One of the most prominent messages or feedbacks that we got from the first release was that it was a bit confusing to use the app, which I can agree. Obviously, having designed the app, I know every which way around the app, but for people who just found it randomly on the Play Store or didn't find the YouTube video, this one, I agree that it is a bit difficult to navigate. So that's the first thing that we have implemented. As soon as you boot up the app for the first time, or any time that you reload the app, the tutorial screen will show. On this tutorial screen you have 6 different pages. The first page is just a simple introduction to what the app is, so very similar to the information that you can find on the Google Play Store. At the bottom of that screen you'll find 2 QR codes, so a QR code to the Google Play Store app and to the Mr. Multi4 channel. The reason being simply so that if you want to find any more tutorial videos or any explanations or just to follow the updates, you've got all the information on the channel. And the Google Play Store is, if somebody is cosplaying and wants to show it off, then by all means. The next page is the What's New page. And on this page you'll get a very brief laydown of all the improvements and functionality, like new functionalities that the app is offering. And then you have a page for stats, a page for items, a page for data, and then finally a page for settings, where on the settings page you'll get a brief explanation of what every settings option allows. On any of these pages you have the option to select if you want the tutorial to be shown at the beginning or not, which can then be modified again through the settings menu. So apart from the tutorial screen, what else is new? We've implemented what is called a true full screen. So depending on which Android device you're using, some devices had the notification bar or had the navigation bar occupying their screen while using the app. So there is now an optional toggle to have these bars shown or not. So if you want to use it on Pip-Boy, it looks a lot more immersive or realistic. Factions have also been updated, allowing you to change your reputation with each of the different factions. So in the same way that special or stats works, such that you select a special or stat, or in this case faction, and then press and hold, you'll see the reputation with said faction start to change. Another piece of feedback I got quite often was that the app felt a bit clunky, in the sense that changing between menus, so between the stats and items or items and data, etc., having to go through the settings menu just didn't feel right. And I agree. So as people who follow the updates or releases of PipDroid will have seen on this channel, the original idea was to use Bluetooth ESP32 external board to have the changing of the menus done externally. But I do understand that for people that don't want to go this route or just simply want to have the app on their phone, it is a bit of a clunky way to get through the menus. So we have implemented a menu slide. So to change between menus without having to go to the settings menu, you simply, on the top bar, so where you have data, items or stats, simply swipe left or right and you'll change between the different menus. One big feature in this new update is that you can now fully customize which perks, weapons, apparel, aid, etc. you want your character to be carrying or even have equipped. Whenever you're in any of these submenus, if you press and hold the name of the submenu, the filter screen pops up and allows you to select which options you want to have shown. So let's use perks for example. If we go to stats perks, we can see that by default there's only one entry. If we press and hold the name perks at the bottom, the filter screen will pop up. Here we can see all of the perks available for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. So in this example, let's say we want to add Adamantium Skeleton and Nerd Rage. Well, Adamantium Skeleton is here, so we can select it, but Nerd Rage is a bit further down, so we can filter the results. If we search for Nerd and then we press Filter, we can see Nerd Rage. So we now select Nerd Rage, save, close, and we can see that the two perks have been selected. We can now go back to the filter menu and choose Select All. If we now save and close again, we can see every single result from our perks. With weapons and apparels, we've added a bit of extra logic to imitate the same feeling you get from the games. Let's start with weapons. Here we have two different types of weapons, handled weapons and throwable weapons. Handled weapons being guns, melee weapons, etc., and throwable weapons being the bottle cap mine or the C4 explosive or etc. If you press and hold any of the weapons, you can see the equip icon appear next to the name. Following the same logic from the games, you can only have one handled weapon and one throwable weapon equipped at the same time. If you try to equip the 10mm pistol and the 10mm submachine gun at the same time, for example, it will automatically unequip the pistol to equip the SMG. But if you equip the bladed gauntlet and the bottle cap mine, it will allow both at the same time, seeing as they are different categories. With apparel, we have a few more categories, like armor, helmet, hat, eyewear, etc., following similar logic, such as not being able to wear eyewear under a helmet at the same time. And finally, a lot of under-the-hood optimizations have been implemented to try and reduce the amount of crashing on older Android devices and reduce the amount of crashes due to memory consuming. With all of that said, the app is still continuing to be worked on, and we are still constantly listening to opinions and feedback. As some of you will have noticed, some of the features in this specific version are directly due to people leaving feedback and opinions, like these. And in the same way, we also use your comments to help choose some of the new features for future releases. So here's a sneak peek at some of the features that we are planning on releasing in the next version. Finally, a footnote. Although we can't exactly say when it's going to be available by, we can confirm that we now have an iPhone SE 3rd generation that we are going to be using for investigating how to implement the app on Apple devices. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for even more in the future.